Welcome to the Springfield Township Board of Trustees meeting on September 4th, 2021 at approximately 5:30 p.m. Mr. Burning, can we have a roll call?
Yes, Ms. Davis?
Present.
Mr. Honolaw?
Present.
Mr. Burning?
Present.
All the trustees are present.
If everybody would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you guys like to start us off? Come on.
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Tonight we're going to start off with the Good Samaritan Award for Kingston Green, Josiah Champion, and Demetrius Rakestraw. If you all want to come up, right up.
I got a little bit to read.
Go ahead. First, Miss Davis is going to read something.
So a couple months ago, I'm always on social media, and I just happened to come across this story about these three young men who were seen helping an elderly lady with her groceries, and they kept saying a grocery store, and I'm like, okay, it's a grocery store. I kept looking, I'm like, I don't know where that Kroger is they're talking about. And then later I found out that it was the Kroger here in our neighborhood, Finneytown. And I immediately was so very impressed and so very excited that the three of you worked and lived perhaps in a neighborhood here in the township. So I immediately called staff and I said, I want to recognize these young gentlemen for their courageous and selfless, civic-minded act of helping this elderly lady with her groceries. So I'm going to read a little background history about how we got here today. So on August 5th, 2021, an elderly woman was shopping at Kroger on Winton Road when her legs kept giving out underneath her. Three young Kroger employees, Kingston Green, Josiah Champion, and Demetrius Rakestraw, did I pronounce that correct? Okay. Saw the woman having difficulties and took it upon themselves to assist the woman to her car and load her groceries safely. While this act of kindness may seem small, the former UCLA basketball coach John Wooden is famously quoted as saying, "The true test of a man's character is what he does when no one is watching." In this case, someone was watching, and we feel that these young men deserve to be recognized for their act of kindness, caring, and being good citizens of Springfield Township. So if anyone would like to reference the story, we have a link, wlwt.com/article/act of kindness, three young men spotted helping elderly women. So it is my honor and my pleasure on behalf of the Springfield Township Trustees to present you all today with the Good Samaritan Award. So come on up. Kingston?
You got to push it up.
Oh. Kingston, thank you so much. Demetrius, thank you. And Josiah. You all can say that for a second. Thank you so much. And there's the store manager who's here. Come on up. You can say a couple words if you like as well.
I just want to say how proud I am of you three gentlemen. You guys are providing a world-class customer service to our customers at the Finneytown location. You guys have good morals in you, and I really appreciate it. You guys are a cornerstone of what we do and what we try to provide our communities with, so I really appreciate you guys.
I just want to thank you guys for doing that. We're happy to have you in our community, and thank you for all your work, and I'm sure Kroger is very happy to have you guys.
Absolutely, same here.
You guys might have to bring it back because you're all following.
Thank you.
And thank you, Mom and Dad and family for raising great young men. Thank you. Well, thank you.
All right, next we would move on to approval of the minutes. Mr. Burning?
Approval of the minutes. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
From August 10th, August 24th work session, and the special meeting on September the 8th, all 2021. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Mr. Burning, do you have a financial report?
Yes, sir. For the month ending August 31st, 2021, the township expenditures were $1,567,087.23. The receipts were $12,030,825.66. The ending cash balance of $33,262,420.94 include obligations for expenditures, payroll, regular operating costs, updated and current revenue reports for the period ending August 31st, 2021. I ask for a motion to approve the warrants. Let me get this. I should know this by heart.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I know. My cheat sheet wasn't so good. Request a motion to approve the receipts, warrants, payroll expenditures, update, and current revenue and reports for the period ending August 31st, 2021. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And I want everyone to know that the financial reports are available for viewing at the administration offices during regular business hours or on our website 24/7. Thank you, Mr. Burning.
Thank you. Mr. Gilbert, do you have a department action and discussion item for us tonight?
I do, thank you, sir. First action item I have is just an amendment to the previously adopted or approved Cincinnati Fire Department Service Agreement. The only thing we're doing in the amendment is adding Golfway Avenue to the agreement. I know that it's still under legal review with the City of Cincinnati Solicitor's Office. So with that being said, I'm just asking authorization to have the Township Administrator execute this agreement pending final legal review. And as you may or may not be aware, I'm sure you are, this is the agreement that we have with the City of Cincinnati to provide first responder service to West College Hill and the areas of Edgemont as well.
Do we have a motion?
Do we need can we have a motion
Do you want a motion to approve
Yeah, just-
it if,
So
to
moved.
approve adding
Yeah,
Golfway?
just a motion authorizing me to execute the amendment to the agreement pending final legal review.
So moved.
seconded?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next action I might have is just a liquor permit hearing notice for Colping Concessions. It's a new permit. I'm assuming we don't have any objections, Chief?
No, we're not.
All right, so with that, I'm just asking for a motion to approve and send the requisite paperwork to the Ohio Division of Liquor Control.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next, we have a few discussion items. The first being the Fire Department Open House, which will take place on October 2nd. That's correct, right, Chief?
October the 2nd from
Wonderful.
1 to 4.
All right, anything you want to say about that? The festivities or anything to expect?
Last month,
You're going to burn a hole in Kim's field out there again?
we might, but we're going to have air care, the mobile stroke unit's going to be there. It's really to promote fire safety in Springfield Township, and it coincides with the national fire prevention efforts in the month of October.
Gotcha.
So we're excited to open our firehouse and let everybody come in and visit. And hopefully they'll be a little smarter when they leave, because the whole objective is to teach them about fire safety so we can prevent fires happening in Springfield Township.
Gotcha. Thanks, Chief. Next is the Ohio Department of Public Safety Grant Award. Chief Bly, first time I've said that in a public meeting. How does that feel?
Thank you, it feels good.
You just said it a minute ago.
I said Chief Bly. Just wait till there's a bunch of residents here screaming at you about something. It may not
Might not feel
good.
so good then.
So what's,
So yeah, we applied for the traffic safety grant through the Department of Public Safety. It's a grant that's available to us. They do a study to see how many fatalities you have over a certain extended period of time. We were eligible this year for the grant. We applied for it. We're going to receive $57,924, and that's just going to help us be able to provide some more directed patrols and traffic safety issues on some of our hot spots and where we have our increase of auto accidents. Also a little bit of specific patrols on specific nights, New Year's Eve, stuff like that, the Super Bowl. It also will help us in some OVI patrols too. And it is also some educational opportunities for us to make the public aware of.
does it allow you to buy any equipment associated with those type of patrols?
No, it's not any equipment. It's more just for overtime and some advertising for, ticket to click a campaign and traffic safety campaigns like that. So we'll get that through the year.
All right, well, congrats, good job with that.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Next, we have the personnel update, and I'm going to channel my best John Waxmunski here because it's a fairly lengthy one, so I'm going to go back to where he used to read all the nuisance resolutions. I'm going to feel like him here in a minute. First, in the fire department, we had the resignation of Brandon West, a part-time EMT firefighter, and then Brandon Murphy, part-time medic firefighter. Resignations are August 18th and August 17th, respectively. In the police department, as we all know, because we had at our last meeting, we had a ceremony regarding this, but we had the resignation of Chief Rob Browder. And then we have several promotions, which I'll get to here in just a second, which is why you see all the brass in the room here in the front row. So we'll get to that here in just a second. In the police department. In the public works department, we did have the new hire of Chris Hilberg, part-time laborer, Joseph Rouse, part-time laborer, and Bradley Brooks, part-time laborer. And we had the resignation of Caleb Laird, part-time laborer, all in the public works department. In the Arts Community Center, we had the promotion of Robin Gaines to front desk manager, and I can say with personal experience, she is one of the best employees we've had in the Arts Center, and I'm glad that she is not only decided to stay here, but also take the promotion because she's phenomenal at what she does back there. We did have the resignation of Jennifer Tausch. Did I pronounce that correctly? And they had a new hire of Evelyn Richards, guest services representative, on August 18th. So looking at promotion. So with the resignation of Chief, the promotion obviously of Chief Bly, and the restructuring and eliminating the assistant chief position and creating the two captains, it did sort of have a chain effect down the line and required us to do quite a bit of promotions, which, as we all know, we had a ceremony back at the Grove and with the families of these fine individuals. But just wanted to reiterate here in a public setting all the promotions and the faces that the public will be able to see out on the road that's directing our day-to-day patrols out in Springfield Township. So from lieutenant to captain, we had Chris Niehaus and Nick Peterson. From sergeant to lieutenant, we had Matt Wilcher and Eric Catron, and unfortunately Eric was not able to be here tonight. And then we had from officer to sergeant, Tom Mullins and Deshaun Brooks. So I want to say that obviously through an extensive process, one of which I was involved in some capacity in interviewing the individuals that went for the lieutenant positions. These are, the best that our department has to offer, which is why they've been promoted to positions they're in, and we're extremely lucky. Me personally, as the administrator, we're extremely lucky to have individuals like this within our departments where it makes it very easy, and I sleep well at night knowing that we can't lose with promoting these individuals to supervisory positions, and same with, when Chief Bly stepped into Chief Browder's spot, we do a very good job here in the township of training our succession candidates, and I couldn't be more proud of the individuals we promoted within the department, and we're in good hands. And any one of these guys can step in and run that department if need be. So we're very, very lucky to have them all, and so I'm looking forward to seeing how they grow as leaders, and both in their current positions, but just in general in the township, so.
You know, I would like to add, this has been a tradition in Springfield Township that we have tried to always promote from within, bring people up through the ranks to leadership positions. And it's because of the leadership that we've had, you know, with our chief, assistant chief, you know, down through the years, and the training and just the overall sense of professionalism that we have in our department. We're able to do that, and we're able to bring people and, you know, create the kind of image that we want to, you know, have out on the streets with our citizens. And you guys have done just a super job, and we're very thankful of all you do, because we know it's not an easy job.
And for me, that, you know, the fact that you all wanted to move up, and it wasn't a handpicked process. You had to apply for this, correct? And there was a process that you all had to go through. I think, you know, it's well known how in high regard I think each of you are within the township, but in the county and the state as a whole, I think you all are the cream of the crop. So I'm very excited for each of you. I know each of you very personally. I've been over there bugging you guys quite a few times, and I've seen the hard work that you do every day and the dedication that you have to the township, the residents of the township. And I just want to say thank you and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Chief, I don't know if you say a few
No, I
words
think
about
just-
these guys.
No, it's a great team, and I think speaking for all of us on our new positions, we thank the board and Mr. Gilbert for entrusting us in those positions, giving us the opportunities to be able to train where you feel the confidence in us to keep working with you. And I know talking to them all, we're all looking forward to continue that team effort, working with the entire township team and the entire community. So thank you for the opportunities.
Well, I'm going to ask you guys to come up real quick, just so everyone, you know,
Yeah, sure. If everybody
everyone's
could
watching,
stand
they
up
can
and-
see it. And
Including you, Chief.
Chief.
Yeah, so from left to right, new Chief Bly, Captain Chris Niehaus, Captain Nick Peterson, Lieutenant Matt Wiltshire, Sergeant Deshaun Brooks, and Sergeant Tom Mullins. Congratulations, guys.
You guys did it.
Congratulations.
Make it easy. Thank you. Great job. Thank you.
Thanks for running down the line. Chief. Doesn't sound right, chief.
Chief Boss. That's all right.
Congratulations. 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 Yep.
So with that, we'll conclude the personnel update, and now I'll turn it over to Kim for community events and programs.
Thank you. So the Art Center is going to be hosting the Ohio Watercolor Society show, which is a juried show that travels to 5 different cities in the state of Ohio. And we were selected as one of those, and that goes on exhibit starting tomorrow through the end of October. On September the 25th, the police department is hosting a community shred day here from 9 a.m. to noon. October the 2nd is the community fire department open house from 1 to 4. And October the 29th, we are doing the reschedule of one of our movie nights, which was Scoob. It was originally scheduled, I believe, in June. It was a rain out. So we moved that to October the 29th, and we are getting local businesses involved with a trunk or treat. We're going to have pumpkin painting, a little hay maze, and then the movie will show at dark. So activities will begin at 6:00 p.m., and then the movie will start around 7:15. And all activities are free that night.
Thank you, Ms. Flam.
Actually, I do have one other announcement.
Fire up.
I apologize.
Fire it up.
I do want to just share that we have some new Springfield Township neighborhood t-shirts They were just recently designed, and they are available now for residents or anybody that wants them. They are $20. They are available at the Art Center and also online. They can even be shipped. They come in two colors, gold and this olive green color, and it has all of the township neighborhoods designed kind of as how they are shaped. So it's very cool.
And the proceeds go to supporting all the community arts.
Does help
events.
support, yep, community arts events and Arts Connect.
Thanks,
Fantastic.
Kim.
Thanks, Kim. With that, the board has copies of the departmental activity reports, so unless there are any questions regarding those, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Gilbert. Next is our resolutions. The first one is Resolution Number 89, 2021, granting approval of a zoning map amendment from R2 and R3 Residence District to CPUD, Commercial Planned Unit Development, and approval of a preliminary development plan. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded.
Ms. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Honolaw.
Aye.
Mr. Bernie.
Aye.
Resolution carries.
Next is Resolution Number 90, 2021, granting approval of a zoning map amendment from R2 Residence District to SPPUD, Special Purpose Planned Unit Development, and approval of a preliminary development plan. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded.
Ms. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Honolaw.
Aye.
Mr. Bernie.
Aye.
Resolution
I
carries.
think just real quick, I think it's important to note just for the record that those two resolutions are as a result of a public hearing that took place last week regarding these two cases, where the board already made a motion to approve those two cases. So this just memorializes those previous motions from the public hearing from last week. So I didn't want the public or anyone to think that they were approving zone changes without any sort of process involved.
Discussion.
Yeah.
Right, right.
One is Angels Castle on Compton Road, and one is Tri-Health on
Yes.
Galbraith Road.
Right. Yeah, these are two very good developments for the township. The Tri-Health building is going to be about a 55,000 square foot medical facility right at Galbraith and Ronald Reagan, and that will be that'll be a plus to the township. And then drawing a mental blank here, Angels Castle on Compton Road is going to be a facility for young people with, it'll be a residential facility for young people with some developmental disabilities and autism on the autism scale, and it will be it's going to be a great asset for our community as well.
Yeah, they're not just going to have residents, they're going to have programs for those kids that can come and go every day, and then they'll also have about 25 or 30 residents that actually live there.
Yeah. Okay.
Resolution number 91, 2021, supplemental appropriations within the general fund, local fiscal recovery fund, and task force grant fund, and establishing appropriation account and local fiscal recovery fund. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded.
Ms. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Honolaw.
Aye.
Mr. Bernie.
Aye.
Resolution carries.
Next is resolution number 92, 2021, declaring motor vehicles located on public or private property in Springfield Township, Hamilton County, Ohio, to be junk motor vehicles pursuant to revised code 505.173, and ordering the removal of such vehicles pursuant to resolution number 80, 2012, and revised code 505.871. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded.
Ms. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Honolaw.
Aye.
Mr. Bernie.
Aye.
Resolution carries.
Resolution number 93, 2021, declaring nuisances pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 505.87 at various listed properties within Springfield Township, and authorizing statutory actions necessary to abate the nuisances. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded.
Ms. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Honolaw.
Aye.
Mr. Bernie.
Aye.
Resolution carries.
Resolution number 94, 2021, establishing assessment for abatement of nuisances and certifying same to the Hamilton County Auditor. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded.
Ms. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Honolaw.
Aye.
Mr. Bernie.
Aye.
Resolution carries.
Resolution number 95, 2021, authorizing the filing of an application pursuant to revised code 2981.12 and revised code 3719.11 to authorize the destruction of property in the possession of the Springfield Township Police Department that has been unclaimed, lost, abandoned, stolen, forfeited, or otherwise lawfully seized. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded.
Ms. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Honolo?
Aye.
Mr. Burning?
Aye.
Resolution carries.
The last resolution, number 96, 2021, authorizing the filing of an application pursuant to revised code 2981.12 and revised code 3719.11 to authorize the destruction of property in the possession of the Drug Abuse Reduction Task Force, DART, that has been unclaimed, lost, abandoned, stolen, forfeited, or otherwise lawfully seized. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Seconded.
Ms. Davis.
Aye.
Mr. Honolo?
Aye.
Mr. Burning?
Aye.
Resolution carries.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is old business. Do we have any old business from the trustees?
I do not have any this evening.
Any new business?
I do have one brief thing I'd kind of like to report on. I am the Hamilton County Township representative on the Hamilton County Land Bank Board, and which is, Land Bank is overseen by the Port Authority, and although they have a fancier name than that now. But one of the things we had this past, we had a Board of Directors meeting on August 25th, and one of the topics was the change in home ownership in the township, and kind of the, we're seeing now large corporations coming in and buying up homes for rentals, and some of the names that were mentioned, and the Land Bank is going to start looking into this and preparing some reports, but Vinebrook owns at least, they know, 2,643 properties in the county. Raineth has 306, Vision and Beyond 90, and then they're looking at some other ones as well. It's sometimes kind of hard to track these, especially when they have different iterations. But just looking at the resolutions we had here tonight, counting kind of quickly through there, it looks to me like we have 14 properties alone that are Vinebrook properties. They have different, there's NREA, VB, Roman numeral 4, LLC, Roman numeral, there's, I think it's, and Mike, maybe you'd be able to address this, but are you seeing that as kind of a continuing issue with property maintenance problems with some of these institutional investors?
Yeah, it has been a problem for a long time. It's becoming more prolific. A lot of these companies don't even know the properties that they own. They buy them in bulk at foreclosure sales. So it's not as if they're buying these properties one-off. Generally, these properties in a tax foreclosure proceeding, as you probably well know, are sold off in bundles of hundreds. So when they buy these properties, they don't even know which properties they own. So when you call them, they have no idea what you're talking about. And if you're even lucky to get someone on the phone, which you never will. So yeah, it definitely is an issue.
And I'm not sure what the solution is, and I'm not, against the free market, but by the same token, you can have these institutional investors that can come in and they just get enough homes in a given area that can, and then if they're not taken care of them, it can, really turn into a blighted situation for the rest of the community. So I think we need to kind of look at that, and I'll be reporting, again, I don't know there's going to be any easy fix to it, but it is an issue that I think is important, and apparently I know the Land Bank management thinks that it's a issue throughout the county, not just Springfield Township, actually.
And Mike, your staff, Andy, probably tries to contact them a lot.
Yeah, I was just going to add, it's funny you say that, Joe. Andy and I scheduled a meeting with the leadership of Vinebrook on Thursday. Currently, 15 to 20% of our open cases on the nuisance side of things are owned by Vinebrook. We've recognized that increasing trend and we want to do something about it. and try to get it corrected and get things turned around as soon as possible. So we're meeting with them on Thursday. I'll be happy to report back to you next month.
Okay, that'd be great. All right, thanks, Mike.
They seem to buy them like in clusters too, like on the same street and
Yeah.
same area altogether. So they could definitely cause problems if they don't take care of the property or make sure they're taken care of.
Looking at our resolution tonight, I think I said 14 of them at least. But then on the resolution where well, you can't tell because these are by address, not by owner.
Right.
So we don't know if those are Vinebrook properties that we're having to actually assess on. I mean, some of these ones we declare nuisances on. What percentage would you say, Mike, that the property owner goes out and cleans them up themselves?
Oh, I would say approximately 60 to 70%, if not maybe a little bit more. Yeah, we have staff that works quite a bit with property owners. We do everything we can to incentivize them to bring their property into compliance. It's only as a last resort that we go in and clean things up.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'll be interested to see what you find out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Honolaw. Now we're to citizens' participation. If you guys, whoever would like to speak, if you want to come up, state your name and address, and
I'm Glenda A. Smith. I'm here on behalf of the Glenda A. Smith Youth Sanctuary, and I'm here to tell Springfield Township residents what the Glenda A. Smith Youth Sanctuary is offering its citizens as well as the rest of Hamilton County. But first, I'd like to compliment how smooth these meetings are. So I'm sure that you guys do a ton of work behind the scenes. And also the police department, because I've had to call them a couple times when I've locked my keys in the car while visiting, taking something to my son's house and he's not home. So I have to get help. And they've been very, very polite and courteous. Yeah. The Glenda A. Smith Youth Sanctuary's mission is to bring governments, private businesses, and other nonprofits together to provide resources to children and families to maximize their potential. We have currently 2 services we're providing and working on a third. The first service is a Zoom youth discussion series for youth ages 9 to 18, and to answer basic questions like who am I, why was I created. It's biblically based. And for every 4 sessions the kids participate in, they receive a gift card. And they can go to gasmithys.com, which is the website, to get the meeting code and ID, and it meets every Sunday from 5 to 6. The second service is a gift card for anybody who says we need a little something to get through the week. Maybe somebody needs food, gas, pair of shoes, crock pot, and if they go to gasmithys@gmail.com, and all they have to do is say what they need, and we'll contact them immediately and make arrangements to get the gift card to them. We've done that several times already. We were going to different functions in the community and giving those out. And now, but right now we're just doing it on an individual basis. The third thing we're doing is we're raising money to build a residential facility for homeless youth on property that has been allocated to us by my church. And at that facility, we'll teach core values like faith, work ethic, and charity. And the reason why this Glenda A. Smith Youth Sanctuary was created is because I was raised by a single parent, lived in public housing, very limited resources, but because of faith, heart, work ethic, and charity, I was able to achieve things like become an attorney, have my master's in public administration, et cetera, and a degree in hard knocks, by the way. So, in any event, I would encourage anybody who needs assistance here in Springfield Township just to please reach out. Don't let your pride get to you like I used to do when I had limited resources. So, are there any questions?
You were mentioning a residential facility. Where are you going to build that?
It's going to be in Westchester Township. My church is out there, and it has land at Zion Global Ministries. But however, the youth that we'll get will come from Hamilton County, not from, I'm sure of that. So,
Right.
and maybe from Dayton, but yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Pass it along. I made sure Kim got the information.
Yeah, she's the one you need to get the information to.
Betty Jenkins.
Because I knew her Gordon Smith many years ago.
Thank you.
Glenn, thank you.
You're welcome, Jeremy. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you as well.
Would anybody else like to address the board? Okay. With that said, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.